Hello and welcome. We have two viewers out there already. Yes, we are covering today's homework review on it says lessons, but we're not doing lessons 19. We're doing lesson 19. I don't know how I missed that, but let's fix it because it's ugly. There you go, lesson 19. That means we are covering one lesson today instead of two, which brings us back to being fantastic and normal. With me today so far is Colton. I don't know who else might be joining us. You muted yourself.
Yeah, sorry about that. Howdy.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good.
There in Chatland, my mom said she missed the first one. No, you didn't. It was on Skype. It's or Zoom. It's a different thing, not broadcast. But howdy. And she says hi to Colton. Hi.
Hello, Lori.
Yes. Don't know who else might be out there, but you can definitely say hello,
Or
and
if
we'll
Jonathan were
respond to
here,
you.
he would say Mrs. Hare Fox.
Yeah. So let's go into this PowerPoint. This is Hazara al Shiurei Habayit. That is a homework review. Hazara means going back, returning over the
I'll be
homework.
back
I
shortly.
took Jonathan off because he's not been teaching with me. So I say Biblical Hebrew 101 with Jason. Okay, so here we go. Colton will be back in a few minutes. These are our upcoming sessions. On May 26th, we've got our Hebrew reading and teaching lesson 21. We went through lesson 20 the other day, which is Vaikra, Vayelech, what's it called? Vaiktol. And we're going to do Hebrew volitionals. Volitionals are specifically the jussive, cohortative, the imperative. That is jussive, let him do something. Cohortative, let us do something. And imperative, do something. It's expressing wishes or volitions. And then we'll cover lesson 20 next week for homework review, and then the following week do lesson 22 in grammar and continue with the David story all along. All right, great. As we get into this, we're going to start right out in Hebrew, in translation sentences. Hi, Mom. I see you saying hello, Jason. So we're going to start with exercise 19, section C, and go over the translation before we do any of the parsing nasty stuff that the book wants us to do all the time. Okay, so I will read the first one because Colton's away, and it says Lo tovad Torah mi kohen. We went over this 2 weeks ago by accident, but we're going to go over it again. Ve'itza me chacham v'devar mi navi. Okay, so this sentence has a couple of ellipses. So it says, Lo tovad Torah. Okay, so tovad is the feminine, it's third feminine singular, with the subject Torah. And it's from the verb avad, which means to perish, to disappear. The idea here is that it will disappear. So when we say lo tovad, this is the elided portion that belongs in every sentence. Okay, so it belongs here and it belongs here. Lo tovad Torah, it says Torah, instruction, will not disappear or cease from priest, meaning that the priest will continue to have Torah. Okay, you will continue to have instruction. And then the part that's missing, velo tovad etza mechacham, nor will counsel, advice, will counsel perish from a wise man. And then we would change this to masculine and say velo yovad, and or lo yoved, davar minavi. That is a message from a prophet. It means that they would all continue their function. The priest would continue to have his instruction, the wise man his counsel or his advice, and the prophet would continue to have his message. So to translate it literally, Torah, or instruction, will not perish or disappear from a priest Means every priest will have his teaching. Nor council, not council, I guess. I don't know the difference, council and council. Which one is council? Why do I feel like this one is the group, the body, and this one is what he gives? I don't know. From a sage or a wise man, nor a message from a prophet. Okay, maybe we should look up the difference between those words real quick while we have the internet, because the internet is a wonderful thing. It allows us to look up everything. Difference between council and council. Okay, let's see. Council is the word for an advisory group or meeting, and counsel is the word for advice. Okay, so I had them right. Yay! Great. Colton, you there? You want to take the next one?
Am I just translating?
Yeah, explain it a little bit, give some translation. We'll first read it, obviously.
Sorry, one second. Et benotam nikach lanu, ve'et benotenu niten lahem. Sorry, my brain's. And he took for us?
Nope, not he took.
We took. Sorry.
We'll
take.
We'll take.
Sorry, it's no context here. Okay. And we will take for ourselves their daughters, and our daughters will be taken for them.
Not be taken. We'll take for ourselves their daughters, and
we will give. Sorry.
We will give. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll get there in a second.
And
I'm still waking
we'll
up.
give them our daughters. So we'll take their daughters for ourselves, and we'll give them our daughters. So it's marriage arrangements between two peoples. Vet benotam, their daughters. Nikach lanu, we'll take for ourselves. Vet benotenu, ours. Niten lahem, we'll give to them. So niten is like eten, I will give. My roommate says etain.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. What is the lesson concept for 19?
Isn't it the future?
Is it? Okay, I just didn't remember. Thank you.
Yeah.
That'll help me next time.
באלוהים בטחתי לא אירע מה יעשה אדם לי. Okay, באלוהים בטחתי, the subject is right there. בטח, בטחתי, I have trusted in God, or I have put my trust. I've trusted in God. I've put my trust in God. And then lo ira, I will not fear. באלוהים בטחתי לא ira, I will not fear. מה יעשה אדם לי? What can, might, will do, what will or can a man, a human, do to me? Okay, באלוהים בטחתי לא אירע מה יעשה אדם לי? Okay, I've trusted in God, I won't fear. All right. Number 4. Wonder if anyone else will join us.
I can text James and find out if he can come on. Ha yiplu velo yakumu im yashuv velo yashuv.
Ha yiplu velo yakumu.
Will they fall and will they not rise?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Uh,
so the ha here is the question, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yep.
will they fall and not rise?
If he returns, will he not return?
I would take if here again as if, like as a yes or no.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
It's kind of weird to say will he return and not return, but it's will he go back where he was and not come back here? So
Oh,
let's say, will he go or go
oh,
away
okay. I got you. I
and
got you.
not return?
It's just so
Yeah.
hard to tell
Without
that without
context.
context.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Normally,
Okay.
ha means yes or no, and then im with it means or.
Yeah.
Will they fall and not
Okay.
arise, or will he go and not return?
Yeah. Weather is how I usually think of it in that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like or whether
Yeah.
like it's presenting the another possibility. Yeah, I got you.
Let's see where this is in the Bible and see how it's rendered, just to find out. I'm not looking in the grammar to see where it is. I'm just going to put in here hayiplu, hayiplu velo yakumo. Okay, so this is the verse. And you shall say to them, "Thus saith the Lord, will they fall and not arise?" So let's see what it says in RSV. You shall say to them, "Thus says the Lord, will people fall, or when people fall, do they not get back up? If they go astray, do they not turn back?" Interesting. NIV. This is what the Lord says: when men fall down, do they not get up? When a man turns away, does he not return? Lashuv, lashuv. And one more. Do men fall and not stand up? If one turns away, does he not return? Okay, that's how they render it, and I think it's probably good enough for an interpretation. Good. Verse or number 5. Of course, remember that if there are any questions, post them in the live chat, and we will do our best to answer. Number 5 says, "V'nakuma v'nelecha v'nichye v'lo namut." Okay, so the nakum, kum is get up, okay, arise. V'nakuma, the a on the end is what we call a cohortative. Cohortative. And this is what we're going to study next week in our grammar. Cohortative is a volitional that generally means let us or let me do this. Okay. Not always do you have this a for a cohortative, and sometimes when you have the a, it's not cohortative. It just means let us. It will happen. We will do it. It's just future. But according to context, you would understand this vinakuma, let us get up and go. Let us get up and let us go. Okay? So let us arise and go. V'nichye v'lo namut. This is the purpose. This is why we want to get up. Let us get up, let us arise and go, that or so that we might live, and not die. This expression, someone may live and not die, is very common in the Hebrew. It seems repetitive and unnecessary to us. Let's get up and go so that we will live or survive, right? And not die. It's really almost overdone in English, but that's how the Hebrew renders it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Do you see a purpose clause there? "V'nichye b'lo namut"?
you. Mm-hmm.
All right, number 6.
Okay. בבית הזה ובירושלים, אשר בחרתי מכל שבטי ישראל, אשים את שמי לעולם.
Mm-hmm.
In this house and in Jerusalem, where I I have chosen.
So the Bacharti takes this. It's not where.
Jerusalem, which I have chosen.
Yeah, which I've chosen.
Gotcha. From all the tribes of Israel, I will set my name forever.
Yeah. So let's move this because we're good English students.
Yeah.
Let's move that
I have
to the
set my
beginning.
name for. Yeah, I didn't know until I got there. Sorry. Yeah, I have set my name forever in this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen from all the tribes of Israel.
And this house means this.
Temple.
This is probably God talking to Solomon. This temple. Yeah. A temple is normally called a house, the house of God, and whatever is a temple. I will set my name or put my name, place my name, whatever. Put, place, set. I will put my name forever in this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen from all the tribes of Israel. Okay, we will see this. This is a Deuteronomic principle. Deuteronomic principle. The book of Deuteronomy is the first. It is kind of like the propaganda for where for later developments in Judaism. The idea that God would choose a single place and have His name dwell there, and it was an impulse to centralize the worship of Israelites in Jerusalem. And not allow them to worship in other places, because like Bethel and whatever, people were worshiping Yahweh, the God of Israel, in other places. And the drive of the religious movements during the Reformation, especially of Hezekiah, and later on Josiah as well, was to make and force people to perform worship only in Jerusalem. So we see this in the stories about Solomon building the temple, and especially in Deuteronomy. I think it's chapter 12 or 13, where they really push for the centralization of religion. Before that, religion was allowed to be, sacrifices were allowed to be offered wherever you happen to build an altar and dedicate it to the name of God. But there was a point when that was no longer allowed according to the development of religion. All right. My mom is asking if anybody else is there. We have 5 people that are written as watching in the live chat, but we'll see. ואחרי כן is אחר מכן, it means afterwards, and afterwards, ואחרי כן, ייסעו בני ישראל, ובמקום אשר ישכון שם הענן, שם יחנו בני ישראל. Okay, so the word sham is used twice. Okay, and it's related here to the word asher. So we're going to translate that together and say wherever. Asher yishkon sham, it means in any place. Okay, so and afterwards, Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, would set out. They would, lasat is normally to drive, linsua, to travel. But specifically, if you are not moving and then you start moving, then you say set out. And in this case, the people were camping, and then they would set out with the tabernacle. And in the place of there, the place of where, this is a construct. Bimkom, bimkom, in a place of where, meaning any place that the cloud would rest, or the cloud would dwell. There, in that place, the children of Israel would make camp. Okay, in modern Hebrew, we use this verb lachanot, not for making camp specifically, but for parking. Like you park your car. Efo chanita, where did you park? But the idea is that you set your place down. That's where you're going, because we don't really camp much anymore. But that's the root of the word machane. And the machane is a camp, even in modern Hebrew. Machane. So a summer camp, machane kites. Kites, summer. Kites. Kites. Okay. Good. So, and afterwards, Bnei Yisrael, Jonathan would tell us it's not the sons of Israel, it's the Israelites. Okay. And afterwards, the Israelites. Remember that the ITES ending means sons of anyway. It's from Greek and Latin. So the Israelites would, remember, we don't need will, but would set out. They would set out. And let's say wherever, in any place, okay, wherever the cloud, that is the cloud which was fire by night and cloud by day, right? The cloud, wherever the cloud would dwell or sit, I'm going to say settle down. Wherever the cloud would settle down, there the Israelites would make camp. Okay, Yachanu b'nei Yisrael. Okay, anything there that's confusing or not so clear? Muriel says hello to everybody. Hi, Lori, Jason, and Colton, and whoever might be watching out there that's not hitting like and subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. Give us some likes and keep this thing going. Colton, what do you think about that? Anything you would fix or change?
No.
Of course not. It's perfect. What? It's not perfect. All right.
Jonathan would say, of course it
8.
is. You did it. And so Jonathan, I get
Yeah,
the
he's
impression that
I was trying to build up my brain.
get the impression we miss Jonathan, having Jonathan around as much as we normally do.
Yeah, I talked to him today. Things are constantly changing for him, and
Yeah.
keep him in your heart.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, on to 8. Ve'ata. Sorry, where is the accent actually on this first word? Ata. It's on the second. Okay. Ve'ata biti al tir'i kol asher tomri e'aseh lach. Ki yodea kol sha'ar ami ki eshet chayil at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. At.
And the at has a kamatz because it's in pause. Right.
Yeah.
Ve'ata biti al tir'i.
Now, my daughter, do not fear everything which you say. It will be to you, or it'll happen to you.
This is specifically.
I will make it for you.
Yeah, I will. So whatever
I will do for you. Sorry, I'll get there eventually.
Everything you might say, I will do for you. Like I'll do anything. I'll do for you anything you say. I'm gonna move it around. I'll do for you anything you say. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Yeah.
And now he gives the reason.
For every gate of my people.
Kol shar ami. Remember, they would meet in the gate of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the elders would sit and hold their, parliaments. So all the gate of my people.
Knowing. I don't know what Yodea is doing here, actually.
All the gate of my people know.
The gate knows.
Yeah, so, meaning that the old people, the elders who sit at the entrance to the city.
Okay. For that a good, excellent woman you are. Are you? That you are an
Yeah,
excellent
that
woman.
you are an Eshet Chayil, a woman of valor. That's how it's normally translated.
Yeah, I just, you know.
For all the gate of my people know that you are a woman of valor. Eshet Chayil At. Eshet Chayil At is a nice compliment to a woman in biblical terms. Eshet Chayil At. All right. Hello, Benzion Castro. Shalom, shalom. Number 9 says, Hu yelecha lefe, vatat yelo lelohim. This is from Exodus, where God is sending Moses into Egypt to confront Pharaoh. And he's talking here about Aaron. Aaron is Moses' brother. So he, Aaron, will be for you as a mouth. He'll be a mouth for you. And you will be for him as God. Okay, meaning that you would have the message and you would put the message in his mouth and he would speak for you. Like you have the message, you give it to him and he speaks. So he's like a prophet and you are like God. You're like, that's the position that you're taking. Just like normally God gives a message to a prophet and he puts the message in the prophet's mouth and the prophet uses his mouth to speak for God. But here he's putting there an intermediate because Moses said that he is a stumbler, a stutterer. He's not able to speak. All right, here you go, Colton. You got a long one. This is the last bit. If you want to do one verse, I'll do the other. It's two verses.
Yeah, I can do both either. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You tell me. Okay. אם תיתן לי את חצי ביתך, לא אבוא עמך ולא אוכל לחם, ולא אשתה מים במקום הזה.
Kom.
במקום הזה.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Normally, titen is with sere. Titen. Why is it got here a segol?
because it's connected with the makif.
Yeah, if it's connected in it loses its syllable. So this is now closed syllable, unaccented. It loses its stress, so it's unaccented, which means it has to go with a short vowel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
אם תיתן לי את חצי ביתך, לא אבוא עמך, ולא
Is
אכל
this like
לחם,
is this
ולא
like meant to
אשתה
be like an
מים
even
במקום הזה.
if situation?
Yeah, it's the idea.
Okay. Even if you give to me half of your house, I will not go with you, and I will not eat food, bread, and I will not drink water in this place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not going to write all this down. This is too long. Just follow along with his voice. Tichen.
You want me to read it again? Or
The next part.
okay. כי כן ציווה אותי בדבר אדוני לאמור, לא תאכל לחם, ולא תשתה מים, ולא תשוב בדרך אשר הלכת.
And normally alachta has a patach, but here it's got kamatz because it's in pause. כי כן ציווה אותי בדבר אדוני לאמור, לא תאכל לחם ולא תשתה מים ולא תשוב בדרך אשר הלכת.
For
What's it mean?
if thus the Lord commanded me.
So he's giving the reason for the previous verse. He says, even if you give me half of your house, I won't come with you. I won't eat bread. I won't drink water
for
in
thus,
this place because.
Okay, gotcha. Because thus the Lord has commanded me.
Thus he commanded me in the word of the Lord.
Yeah, okay, that's weird. Sure. Saying, again, no context. I trying to figure what. Saying, uh, do not eat bread and do not drink the water, or you shall not eat bread, you shall not drink water, and you shall not return on the path which you came.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who's this
So the
referring
difference,
to? Do you
lo
know?
tochal lechem velo tishte mayim. If you have bread on the plate and you're about to eat it, they would say al tochal et alechem, al tochal et alechem. But this, you don't have bread in front of you. This is a general commandment for this situation. Lo tochal lechem. You shall not eat bread. Like you will not do it. So that's the difference between the al and lo tochal. We're going to go over that in the next grammar session. I would imagine, like it feels to me like this is Balaam being
That's what,
called to go to
yeah,
Balak.
that's what I was thinking. But you know what else it reminded me of?
What's that?
It actually also reminded me of the Magi in the New Testament. When
Well,
the angel,
certainly not that.
I know that, I know that. I'm just saying it reminded me of it because it's like the angel comes to him and says, do not go back the way that you came. Don't fool with Herod again. Just go back a different way. That's just the ending part reminded me of that. That's all.
Well, it's actually from 1 Kings 13. And let's see who it's talking about.
It'd be Saul, wouldn't it? That Samuel talking to Saul.
Jeroboam was standing by the altar to offer incense. A man of God came out of Judah by the word of the Lord to Bethel and proclaimed against the altar by the word of the Lord and said, O altar, altar, thus says the Lord, a son shall be born of the house of David, Josiah by name, and he shall sacrifice on you the priests of the high places who offer incense on you, and human bones shall be burned on you. I don't like this story. He gave a sign the same day, saying, This is a sign the Lord has spoken. The altar shall be torn down, and ashes that are on it shall be poured out. When the king heard what the man of God cried out against the altar at Bethel, Jeroboam stretched out his hand from the altar, saying, Seize him. But the hand that stretched out against him withered, so he couldn't draw it back for himself. So it's this prophet that was
verses 8 and 9 is where our verses come from.
Yeah. Yeah, and they turn the ken sivauti to a passive. Thus, I was commanded, because we don't know who the tziva, the subject of it, isn't really given. So they make it passive. All right, great. So we've got parsing forms. Parsing.
Gross.
Yochez is from achaz, aleph, chet, zayin, and it is kal, future, like kal yiktol. Yochez is like yofe and yohav. Sometimes you will find this as yochaz, and it means he will grab or take hold of.
Nikak is call yiktol from lakach, and it's the first plural. We took. We will take. Sorry.
We'll take, yeah. Okay, great. Verse number 3 says tove. Anytime in the yiktol, in the future, the taf prefix can be either you, ata, or he, she will. So tove means like he will be willing or she will be willing. It's from ava, which is aleph, bet, yod, the root, and it means to wish or to be willing for something. We don't use this verb in modern Hebrew, by the way, but it's one of the 5 or 6 that takes the o instead of the like te'esof and tove. That is the first aleph. That's what I should have said. First aleph normally is like, okay, sof or te'esof. But in some of them, instead of this, it's O. These are words like to have, you will love, and to mar, you will say. These are a list of 5 verbs that take O instead of e. All right, number 4.
I have a theory on how those happened that way. It's just a theory, though.
What's that?
So the Aleph quiesces when it's closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would get ta, and then ta saf, and then we had that the Canaanite vowel shift that made it O. It made the long ahs into O's. It's totally just a theory, but I like it, and I'm
As
not.
good as any.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say, yes or no.
yeah, but that's all. That's just a thought. Anywho, echtal
Not
is
echdal. You gotta put the stress in the right place. Echdal.
echtal. Sorry, I got
Mm-hmm.
excited.
Yeah.
This is from Chadal,
Mm-hmm.
and then it is a first-person singular yichtal form, and it means I will cease.
Mm-hmm. I will cease. I will stop. I will refrain. Okay, so this is yesor. Yesor is from obviously asar. It's weird that it's got an silent shva here. Yesor. Most of the time it's eh. Yesor with an echo vowel. At least that's how we say it. Yesor. Yesor. So it's from asar, meaning to bind, to tie up, put somebody in shackles, maybe. So asur is tied up or forbidden. Um, forbidden is asur because you bind something, you make it not permissible. So yesor is the third person masculine singular. It's from asar and it is yiktol, future, and it means he will bind, he will tie up.
Uchal, fun one, yeah. This is another first common singular in the
Mm-hmm.
yichtol. This one is from yachal, so I will be able to, or I will prevail, depending on what we're looking for. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yes. Good. Next is teshvi. Teshvi. This is from teshev. Teshev, the feminine with e. This reduces teshvi. Okay, so teshvi is from its second feminine singular from yashav. The yod drops out. Okay, yashav. It means you, feminine, will sit or dwell or stay. Okay.
it does. First common singular again, from
Mm-hmm.
yada, and it is just means I will know.
Mm-hmm. I will know. I will find out. I will whatever. Good. Okay. Yahalok. Yahalok is from halak, meaning in this case it means something like to share, to have a portion in something, to share in it. So it's third masculine singular. He will. He will have a share. He will share in something. And it is yiktol. All right. Number 10.
Yach, yachpatsu, yachpatsu. This is from Chafatz, and it is a third common plural, or third masculine plural. Sorry, one, and it's a yikton. It means they will be pleased.
Yep, they will be delighted, pleased, something like that. Yireshu. Yireshu is from Yarash. That's the root. The first yod, a real first yod. So the yod doesn't drop out of first yod if it's really first yod. So this is third masculine plural, and is yiktol, and it means they will inherit. They will inherit. They will take possession of. Okay. We'll try to get finished with this by 2:30, so we can jump over there, or at least by 3 o'clock, so we can jump over there with Kip and Josh.
Tachleku. Tachleku.
Mm-hmm.
From chalak, it is
Mm-hmm.
second masculine plural, and you
Yiktol.
all will share. Yiktol. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you all will share.
You
Is the
masculine
PL to
plural.
divide? Is that right?
Yeah, and also to hand out. Like lechalek is even what I teach her when they hand out the papers.
Gotcha.
When the student gives the paper to the teacher, the verb is yagish.
To like bring it near,
Yagish.
right?
Yeah. אני מגיש את העבודה למורה. I hand in.
Mm-hmm.
When the teacher hands out, הוא מחלק.
Mechalik. Okay.
So this present is magish. Magish, mechalek, because mechalek is to do this. But we have to be careful with mechalek, the difference between mechalek and mefazer. So mefazer is not directional. Mefazer means to spread something out. It's like you make it go and it just spreads out everywhere.
Is that what they do with seed?
No, zorea.
Well,
Zorea or
yeah.
mazria.
What would you,
Yeah.
what
You can say, if you just take it and you do this, then you mefazer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Almost like mashliking it is the most.
Mashliking.
It's the most ingru word that I could come up with. You have Spanglish. That's ingru is what that is.
Ingru. So this yis'u is from nasa. Nasa. Okay. This would be yin se'u. Yin se'u, theoretically. But the nun assimilates as dagesh. And we get yis'u. Yis'u. And the dagesh is lost because of skinem levi. In the live chat, if you don't understand skinem levi, which we've talked about several times in the grammar, please let me know and I will explain it again. So yis'u is a third masculine plural, and it is yiktol, and it's from nasa, meaning to travel or to set out after you've been sitting somewhere or dwelling somewhere. So it's they will set out, or they would set out, they might set out, they may set out, all of those things. Okay? Or travel. I'm surprised Elena is not here.
Sorry. Navo is the first person plural from bo in the yiktol. It means we will come or we will enter.
Mm-hmm. We will rock you. We will come or enter. They both mean, it means both of them. To come, like in this direction, or to come in, to enter. Tirei. Tirei is from yara or yare. Okay, be afraid. So it's a second feminine singular, yiktol, meaning you, feminine singular, will fear or be afraid or something like that. Okay, 60.
Neilcha. This is the first person plural
Common
cohortative,
plural.
probably. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
common plural cohortative. And it is from halach, and it means let us go.
Let's go. Cohortative is basically a long form yiktol. Okay. Essentially, we're going to talk about cohortatives next week, but essentially, if nelech means we will go, nelech, then nelecha or nelcha, again with the shift of the accent, the syllable is reduced. Nelcha means let us go, but it could also just mean we will go. Sometimes the long form yiktol means the same thing as the short form. So the long form has an a syllable added to it. So elech can mean the same thing as elcha, I will go. But it could also be a cohortative meaning let me go or I wish to go. Okay. Nechdal. Nechdal sounds to me like nifal, but here it is not. This is yiktol in the kal. So it's first person common plural. It means we will or we should or we would or something like that. We will stop or cease or forego, like just not do something, right? The book has the accent shifted here and it says yachashovun. Yachashovun. This is incorrect. It's yachashovun with the accent on the end.
Yeah, it seems really wrong, especially with the noon. With the pedagogic noon. Yachashovun. So it's from chashav, and it's the third plural, third masculine plural, and in the yiktal, and it's from chashav, and so this is they thought.
They will think, they will reckon,
they will think, yeah.
Or they should think, or something like that. To consider, maybe. Titni, titen. Okay, titen is masculine singular. It's so this is feminine. It's second feminine singular. Iktol of Natan, meaning you, feminine singular, will give. Okay.
Asura is from sur. It's the first common plural cohortative. Let me turn. And it's in the yiktal again, or it's cohortative. Yeah.
Let me turn aside. Okay, you turn off the path. Let me turn aside and see, like Moses when he's on the mountain. Yiplu. Okay, this is yin pe lu. Yin pe lu. Theoretically, it's from nafal. Nafal, meaning he will fall. It's iktol. And it is third masculine singular. He will fall. The noon assimilates into the letter pei, and instead of yin pelu, we have yipelu. And yipelu. He will fall. But it's they, excuse me. Third masculine plural. They will fall. The singular is yipol. Him yiplu. They will fall.
Anusa is the first common plural from nous. It's cohortative. And so anusa is let me flee.
let me flee. Lanus, to run away. Tivoenna is the same as tavona. Tavona. Tavona, tivoenna. It means it's third feminine plural or second feminine plural of bo in the yiktol. So it can mean you, feminine plural, you all will come, or it can mean they, hemma, henna, should be the feminine. Henna tavona or tivoenna. So they will come or you, plural, will come. Speaking of feminine. Okay.
Yichu is from Lakach, and it's the third masculine plural Yiktol. They will take.
Yep. Because of the similarity in sound between the k and the ch, I would pronounce that as a vocal. Yikechu.
Yeah, Yikachu.
All right, we will build. We need to write it in Hebrew. This is the root is bana. So the we will is nivne. We will build.
Let us run as a cohortative, so we'll start with the rats. And so let us is narats.
The root is na. The root is
roots. Sorry, and so we'll go with na rutsa or nerutsa. What does it do there?
narutsa. Na.
Okay.
Narutsa.
Narutsa. Okay. Narutsa.
Gotcha. We will be able. Okay, so the word for able is yachal, like we said. So the verb, this is a special one. It's nuchal. Nuchal. We will be able. We will possess. We need to say hello to Avantika. Hello. Welcome.
We will possess. So this is from Yirash. And so we is the noon prefix of Nirash.
Hold on. What do you mean by telna? He says, please tell na. I don't know what that means. We will possess Nirash. Is that what you said? Nirash. Right? Okay, I will say. This is one of the special ones that start with Aleph, and it's Omar. Omar. That's supposed to be Aleph. Omar. I will say.
I will give is from Natan, so we'd have enten, but because the noon is closed in a closed syllable, it falls out. And it leaves us with eten.
Enten becomes eten. Great. I will give. Great. Next, I will go. Okay, this is halach, and the hey acts like it's a first yod. And so you say, ani elech. Okay, like ani eshev. Eshev, I will sit. Okay, eshev from yashav. And elech. So this is first yod, and this acts the same. Okay.
I will take is from lakach, and lakach operates as a first noon. So the lamed will fall out or assimilate when the prefix is added. So elchach becomes ekach.
Ekach, I will take. Great. Next one, you, plural, will possess. Okay, this is first yod, that's a real first yod, and it's tireshu. That's tireshu. You will inherit, okay? Or possess.
They will be. I would get the bad one, the funny one. So it's from Haya. So we'd have Yihye, but the final Hey will drop out, and so we get Yihu for the plural, masculine plural.
You. Okay. They will flee. We're going to use the word nus. nus. So we're going to say ya nu su. Ya nusu. They will flee. Ya
I
nusu.
love that you dropped
And
in.
another,
I love that you dropped in the
huh?
cursive on the noon.
That whole word you can write in cursive and no one will know the difference. Like it. That's all cursive. The other option would be yivrechu. Yivrechu. Yivrechu, because barach also means flee or run away. And that in cursive would be like, hold on, yivrechu, which is very similar. But bet in cursive is like this instead of like this. All right. They will say.
Oh, sorry, it's me. They will say feminine. So this is tomarna.
Great.
This is
Which
the
it, so, like, come on, Aleph. Okay. I'm right now. I'm just writing in cursive. Tomar na.
yeah. So it's another again. Amar uses the funny beginning with the O.
Yeah.
Tomarna. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so much prettier in cursive. Tomar na. That looks so much better. All right. You feminine single will be able. The feminine singular you has an E ending. The E. So im tuchal, no, tuchal means you will be able, then tuchli. Tuchli.
You
will
opened
be
a
able.
floodgate, and now you can't get back to writing.
I know, and I can't start. I can't keep writing these terrible letters. They will stand. We could say stand or stand up. There are two different verbs.
Oh, okay. I'll go with kum in this case. The stand up, and so they is going to be the yakumu.
Yakumu, they will stand up. This is to arise. Or we could say ya'amdu. 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 They will stand up. They will stand. Excuse me. Okay, 15. They will stand with feminine. So we could say the feminine is built on like takum, but takum is gonna come out with a bad sound in it. So we say takomna, takom. Ta.
It could also do the takumena like the other one did as well.
Takomna. It goes O instead of U. Takomna. Or tekumena.
That's just because the comments at the beginning and a shirk at the beginning with 3 different syllables is just not. There's too many heavy syllables at the front of the word, and it just doesn't like it.
Yeah. It's kind of like where we have a difference between hevanta, you understand, and havinota. So it's just that there's alternative forms. So he should have been in the book, I think. He will be willing. Yove. Yove. Okay, Yove. Or, and we use the word ratsa, so it's a yirtse.
Which is also found in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yova is probably
also to be
common.
willing. What's another word for to be willing? He will be willing.
Oh, that's to like, is what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
You could say pot.
To be willing.
Just tell me which kind of food is it. You like to eat
pot, maybe. He will delight. He will be willing to do something.
Okay. Great. What's the? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Ava. This is a long passage, but we're going to do our best to get done with it pretty soon, because at 3:00 in the morning we start with Dr. Kip and Josh Bowen. So here we go. This is Exodus chapter 3, verses 1 through 15. It's funny because I just mentioned Moses standing on the mountain, right? And this is turning aside, and this is exactly that passage. So it looks like a lot of text. We're going to read it in parts. Okay, so here we go. Verse 1 says, ומשה היה רואה את צאן יתרו חותנו כהן מדיין. That's a lot of words. I hope that there are helps in the book, but obviously he says to translate it with the helps that are in the book and the dictionary. Use a dictionary. So let's see what helps he has, because I didn't even look at it. And it says, and Moses was shepherding the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, Choten, the priest of Midian. So let's see what helps they give in the book. We're in chapter 19. So this assignment is given at the end of chapter 9, lesson 19, on page 223. The first help he gives is in verse 1, where he gives the Vayiktol, Vayinhag et hatzon achar hamidbar, vayavo el har haElohim koreva. Okay, Vayinhag means and he drove, like he caused it to go. He drove the flock behind the mountain, achar hamidbar, after the mountain, behind it, and he came, vayavo el har haElohim. He came to the mountain of God, Choreva. Chorev is the mountain, and Choreva is to Chorev, to Horeb. He gives help. He gives help with Vayinhag. He drove, and Vayavo he came. Okay, this seems like a difficult verse for the level that he expects you to be at, but he probably expected you to sit down and take like 3 hours to translate it. So, ומשה היה רואה את צאן יתרו חותנו כהן מדיין, וינהג את הצאן אחר המדבר, ויבוא אל הר האלוהים חורבה. So, while Moses was shepherding the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, he drove the flock behind the mountain, and he came, or behind the desert, the wilderness, and he came to the mountain of God, to Horeb. Horeb. So verse 2 is here. Colton, if you want to take it, I love this. Right,
sure. Vayera malach Adonai elav belabat esh.
Belabat esh.
Belabat esh mitoch.
This is problematic, this labat. I think that it's a hay has been assimilated. It's lahavat, belahavat ish, in the flame of fire. Lahava is like a flame.
Yeah. Okay. Mitoch hasne. Vayar vahine hasne boer baesh vehasne enenu uchal. Ukal. That's what I said. What you talked about.
So this is interesting. First of all, sneh is a bush. It's the burning bush, right? And it sounds like the word that we use for squirrel today. We say squirrel is sna'i. Sna'i. But sneh is a bush. The word that we normally use for bush is siach. Siach sounds like a conversation. Also, siach is conversation, but it means a bush. Sichim, bushes. Okay, so Vayera malach Adonai. Vayera, what is this?
The angel of the Lord appeared to him in.
Yeah.
And I do think angel is the appropriate word in this case.
Yeah, it's not a human being that's been sent. It's not a messenger. It's an angel.
In the flame of fire, in the midst of the bush.
From the midst of the bush.
From the midst of the bush. That's what.
Yeah. So look at Vayera. He appeared, and Vayar, he saw.
Yeah.
Vayera, Vayar. So the difference is only in the vocalization. They're the same letters. Right?
Yeah. And behold, the bush was burning in the fire. But the bush, there was not to it consumption. It was not consumed.
Being consumed.
Yeah.
This is, what is that form?
That is the call passive, right?
Yes, it's called passive participle. So the bush, it not being eaten, being devoured. This is going to come at a much later stage of our studies, the call passive. But I'm sure that I'll bring this verse up again because the call passive appears in a few verses that are rather important, and this is one.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, because normally
and it's not the call
we haven't
passive
gotten to
participle.
passives.
Yeah. It's not the call passive participle we normally think of either. It's a different form. It's actually kind of switched.
Because the passive participle normally is an adjectival form, like asui, made, and it's from the form katul. But this is like kutal. So it's like another form, a passive form, pual, that we'll get to later, but it is kal. And we will explain why when we have a real adjustment of the passives. We haven't gotten into any passives yet. All right, number 3 says, Vayomer Moshe. Moses said, Asura na. This is Asura we had in in one of our exercises. Asura, let me turn aside. Asura na, I shall turn aside. Ve'er'e et hamar'e hagadol hazeh. Let me turn aside that I might see this great vision, this great thing that is being seen. Mar'e is a vision or something that you see. So he says, Asurana, let me turn aside, please, that I might see. Ve'er'e. This is the yiktol with ve. It's a adjussive, that I might. It's a subjunctive. Let me turn aside so I can see this great vision. Madua is like lama. Lo yiv'ar hasne. Why is the bush not being burnt? Why is it not burning? It's funny because we say a burning bush, but he says the bush isn't burning. Okay. Number 4.
But it's in the fire somehow, right?
Yeah, it's on fire.
Vayaranai ki sar lirot. Vayikra elav Elohim mitoch hasne. Vayomer Moshe Moshe. Vayomer hineni. And the Lord said that.
Not there.
And the Lord said.
Not said.
And the Lord saw that.
Yes.
That he had turned to look, and he called out to him, and God called out to him from the midst of the bush, and he said, Moses, Moses. And he said,
Moses, Moses.
And he said, that is Moses, Hineni.
Behold me, I'm here.
Here be I.
We see something interesting here when it says, Hu ra'ah, the Elohim ra'ah, ki sar lir'ot. Sar is the same as Asura. Asura, let me turn aside. And Sar, he turned aside. Okay? Here we see Sar lir'ot. He turned aside to see. And so this shows the purpose of the turning aside with an infinitive construct in order to see. And here we have the same sense of the purpose of his turning aside written with a yiktol with ve yiktol. Asurana ve'er'e et hamar'e. Let me turn aside that I might see. So this is the subjunctive sense, and the subjunctive with purpose is expressed here with an infinitive. It's really cool that Sar lirot it follows right after Asura ve'er'eh. That's really cool. So verse 5. Vayomer, and the subject is not explicit here, but it's God, or the angel of God. First of all, we see that it was an angel that appeared, right? We said Vayera Malach Adonai. Where is that? Vayera Malach Adonai elav. The angel of the Lord appeared to him in the fire from within the bush. But here, and then we said it was God who said to him, right? Vaikra elav Elohim. God called to him from the bush and said, Moses, Moses. So the angel of God is confounded with God in the passage. So Vayomer could be Malach Adonai, Malach Elohim, or it could be Elohim, like it could be God speaking or the angel of the Lord speaking. We don't know. But this is what he said. Al tikrav halom. Al tikrav halom. Halom is like lefo, henna. We have a lot of ways to say here. He says, do not approach here, to here. Okay, al tikrav halom. Do not approach to here. What does he give book? He doesn't even address it. But henna is the other way to say to here. Shal na'alecha me'al raglecha. Shal is a word that's used for removing shoes. So it's an imperative. Remove your shoes from upon your feet. Shal na'alecha me'al raglecha. Ki hamakom asher ata omed alav, the place which you are standing upon it, that is the place where you're standing, the place upon which you stand, admat kodesh hu, it is land of holiness. It is holy ground. I need to see where this will go if I push next. Too far. Okay, so we need to continue. Sorry. So verse 6.
Vayomer Anochi Elohei Avicha, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Velohei Yaakov. Vayaster Moshe Panav, Ki Yarei Mehabit El HaElohim.
So not Yaakov and not
Yaakov.
Yitzhak, but Yaakov and Yitzhak. Those, what do you call the K sounds? Kus.
They're veilers.
Those veilers are killing you.
Oh, dude, they're horrible. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can't do anything about it. I've tried so much. Yeah, and he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. And Moses,
and that's the end of the quote.
Yeah, and Moses hid his face, for he was afraid.
Mm-hmm.
He was afraid looking to God.
So when you say any of the verbs,
okay, it's min habit. Okay, min habit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was afraid to look at God.
Yeah,
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, I thought it was a participle at first, and then I looked at it again.
Yeah. So vayaster is yastir, hifil, meaning seter is hiding. It's the root of hiding. So yastir, he hid something. What did he hide? He hid his face. And why did he hide it? Because he was afraid from looking at God. He was afraid to look at God. Yeah. Lehabit is to look. Hibit, he looked. It's hifil. From the root nun bet tet. Nabat. But it's not nabat, it's lehabit. Okay, he looked at. Okay, so we're trying to aim at verse 7. Good. 7 says, Vayomer Adonai, Ra'o ra'iti et oni ami asher b'Mitzrayim, ve'tzakatam shamati mipnei nogshav, ki yadati et machovav. Okay, so it's weird that in one case, he's got the plural, tzakatam,
Hey,
they're
Jason,
crying out.
I need to go ahead and hop off here.
No!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's a lot of reading. All right,
know.
okay, bye. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Tzakatam is plural, but the word is ami, my people. So he says, the Lord said, Ra'o ra'iti, I have seen. Don't claim I haven't, I have seen. Normally translated, I have surely seen. I have seen the poverty, oni, or affliction, of my people, which is in Egypt. Okay, so ami is the word that we're looking at as a referent of all these things. Ve'et tza'akatam, their outcry. Ve'et tza'akatam shamati, I have heard their outcry. Mipnei nogshav. Now the shav ending is singular because ami is singular grammatically. So it refers here to singular, but naturally it is not singular. It's many people. So it's plural here. This is the plural here is called constructio ad sensum. It's where the real sense of the word takes over the grammar. So that's what we see going on there, where it's tzakatam. Ve'et tzakatam shamati mipnei nokshav, or noksav, noksav. His noges, his nogsim, his the people that are over him, hitting him, taskmasters. I've heard their cries from before their taskmasters, and nogsav. And because I know their pains, or his pains, machovav, his pains. Nogsav, not nogshav. Va'ered להצילו מיד מצרים ולהעלותו מן הארץ ההיא אל ארץ טובה ורחבה, אל ארץ זבת חלב ודבש, אל מקום הכנעני והחיתי והאמורי והפריזי והחיבי והיבוסי. Wow, this is a lot of words for a first semester Hebrew class. Va'ered, I have gone down. Technically, it's the past tense. I went down. I have come down because God is meeting with Moses on the mountain right now, and this is why he is here. I have come down to deliver him, la'atzilo, from the hand of Egypt, from the power of Egypt, ulaha'aloto, and to make him go up, min ha'aretz hahi, from that land, el eretz tova, to a good land, urchava, and a wide land, el eretz zavat halav udvash, to a land flowing of milk and honey. Zav, I don't know if you guys are new to Hebrew. Zav is like an emission or flowing. So zava is participle from eretz, feminine, zava, and zavat is flowing of milk and honey. We normally say a land flowing with milk and honey. To the place of the Canaanite, the Hittite, the Amorite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite. These are just names of Canaanite tribes, so we're not going to spend time on them. Ve'ata, and now, Hine tza'akat b'nei Yisrael ba'a elai. See if there's any questions. My mother went away, came back. Okay, we got 10 minutes. And now, behold, the outcry of the children of Israel has come unto me. Ba'a elai. וגם ראיתי את הלחץ אשר מצרים לוחצים אותם. לוחצים אותם, they are oppressing them, they're putting pressure on them. So I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians are oppressing them. That is lachatz, as pressure or oppression. Okay? Verse 10, I think I can move to the next slide and that will be the end. Nope. One more verse and then we can move. Ve'ata, and now, lecha. Lecha is like lech. It's a long form imperative. Go. Ve'eshlachecha, and I will send you. Go, that I might send you el paro. So I'll send you to Pharaoh. Vehotse et ami v'nei Yisrael b'Mitzrayim. And this is imperative. Bring out from Yatzah. Bring out my people, the sons of Israel, the Israelites, from Egypt. Vayomer Moshe, Moses said, El ha-Elohim. Moses said to God. I'm going to go forward. We're in verse 11. Moses said to God, Mi anochi ki elech el paro, v'chi otzi et bnei Yisrael miMitzrayim. Okay, so Moses said, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should take out the Israelites from Egypt, or bring them out? Who am I that I should do that, right? I'm nobody. Vayomer ki ehyeh imach. Okay? And he said, because I will be with you. V'zeh lecha ha'ot, ki anochi shlachticha b'hotziacha et ha'am miMitzrayim. And this is the sign that I have sent you in your bringing out my people from Egypt. Oh. Let's see. Actually, let's stop on that verse. Ki v'zeh lecha ha'ot. This will be a sign for you. This is a sign for you. Ki anochi shlachticha. That I have sent you. And then this phrase actually belongs with the latter. Behotziacha et ha'am miMitzrayim ta'avdun et ha'Elohim al har hazeh. Okay, when you bring out the people from Egypt, you will serve, ta'avdun, you will serve God on this mountain. Okay, so that's the sign that God is with him, or that God sent him. When you bring the people out of Egypt, you will serve God or worship God on this mountain. We're almost finished. Vayomer Moshe el ha-Elohim. Hine anochi va el bnei Yisrael ve'amarti lahem Elohei avotechem shlachani alechem. Okay? This we will cover, this form of ve'amarti, in the next. No. We did the Vav consecutive. Yay! Okay, so we can cover it. So Moses said to God, behold, I come to the children of Israel. All right, so look, I'm coming to the sons of Israel, and I will say to them, Amarti, I said, ve'amarti, and I will say, the God of your fathers sent me, shlachani, to you, alechem. Ve'amruli, and they will say to me, Ma shmo, what is his name? Okay, so we're going to take this as if, or when. If I say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, then they will say, what is his name? Ma omar alehem, what shall I say to them? Okay, Vayomer Elohim el Moshe, Eye asher eye. Okay, I will be what I will be. I am what I am. Vayomer ko tomar livnei Yisrael. This is what, thus shall you say to the sons of Israel, the Israelites, Eye shlachani alechem. Ehyeh, I will be, or I am, has sent me to you. That's a long passage to go through to get to this pivotal verse in the book of Exodus. Again, let's go through that one again real quick. Vayomer Elohim el Moshe, Ehyeh asher ehyeh. Vayomer כה תאמר לבני ישראל, אהיה שלחני עליכם. And with that, we arrive at the end of the presentation. I hope that it was useful to you. We are finished with lesson 19. We will cover lesson 21, grammar, on Monday, and then review the homework for lesson 20 on Thursday next week. If there aren't any questions, we're going to move on to see Dr. Kip Davis and Dr. Joshua Bowen in their Hebrew reading over on the channel for Dr. Kip Davis. Just look on YouTube for Kip Davis and you'll have a channel and have a link and you can watch with me. I'll be in the live audience over there, so I'll be taking your place. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next week.